When was the last time a new gadget really made you say, wow? Like something that really blew your mind? Well, for me, these glasses are doing exactly that. Now look, the Meta Ray-Ban display is not the first attempt at smart glasses. It's not the first time someone is trying to throw an image onto our eyes. But this time, it is done right. Of course, it's not perfect, but there are so many things that are done right and exactly the way they should be. Let me explain. First, the display. It is positioned not in front of your eyes, blocking everything when it's on. It is placed slightly down and to the right. If a message pops up but you need to focus on what is in front of you, you can just ignore it. I've had times when I was browsing a menu, someone approached me, and I focused on them, completely forgetting that the screen was even on. The position is brilliant. It's not distracting, it's not blocking the rest of the world. You have to be intentional to see it. Second, the philosophy behind it. The display is not for watching videos, browsing your social networks, or doom scrolling, something that people got worried about after this gadget was announced. These glasses are about keeping you informed. You can receive your message, can reply to them, can make calls and get to a place you need to, but that's it. And this philosophy is something that I truly like more and more the more I use them. Here is the problem it solved for me. I get a message, I pick up my phone, and 20 minutes later I find myself mindlessly scrolling. Surprisingly enough, and contrary to what many would think, these glasses reduced my screen time. By putting a display closer to my eyes, Meta actually made me less likely to waste time. All the messages are handled, all the calls are made, there is no excuse to reach out for the phone, and no chance of getting trapped in that wasteful loop. The display itself is not on all the time. It is on only when you are interacting with it and when there is a new notification, which is good and avoids distraction. But let's talk about the hardware. And by the way, this video came up longer than usual, so I put time codes for you in the description to help you navigate between sections. The Meta Ray-Ban display is really three devices: the case, the glasses, and the band. Currently you have two options, the black and the brown, which is called officially sand. If you get the black version, everything will be in black. I chose the brown version. Starting with the case, it looks and feels premium, almost like Alcantara. You open it and there is a very nice presentation of the glasses themselves. It's also a charging dock with USB-C. The glasses clip in securely to charge. The fit is so tight that I was worried that I would scratch the frames. But after a month of heavy use, there is no single mark. The case also folds flat for storage and this way can fit in almost any pocket. However, when the glasses are in it, the case is pretty bulky. It doesn't even fit in my backpack's dedicated sunglasses pocket. The glasses themselves don't feel heavy. Sure, they are heavier than regular Ray-Bans, but on your face the weight is balanced and you forget about it. The brown or sand design is partially translucent, so you can just peek at the internals. It's a great look. They are bulkier than normal glasses, but given the tech inside, I expected them to be bigger. When the display is off, which is most of the time, they look like normal glasses. The only giveaway is a few angled stripes on the right lens, but no one will notice. Even when the display is on, it is completely invisible to anyone else. If you try really hard and move really close to the right lens, from a certain angle you can spot a square and guess that there is a display. But again, there is no way for anyone except you to see the content. And yes, only one lens has a screen. By the way, these lenses tint when exposed to UV, so this device doubles as sunglasses. On the front, we've got a 12-megapixel camera and a LED indicator, which turns on when you are taking pictures or shooting a video. There are 5 microphones in total, 4 of them are on the arms of the glasses, followed by speaker grills. We have Meta logo on the right side and Ray-Ban on the left. Another Ray-Ban logo can be found on the right lens, and a final branding touch is found on the end of the left arm. There is also a button for taking a picture, or a long press will shoot a video. The hinges feel like metal and have a nice beat of give, so taking them off one-handed doesn't feel like you are about to snap them. There is another LED indicator which serves the same purpose as the front one on the left hinge, and a switch that turns on and off the glasses. The whole frame is plastic but feels durable and well built, though the shiny plastic is a fingerprint magnet. Thanks to the color and semi-transparent body, fingerprints are only seen when you look really closely. Finally, the band. Meta calls it neural band, and it is an interesting and truly new piece of technology. It understands the muscle movements of your hand, and that is how you control your glasses. On the inner side you see these dark knobs that are responsible for registering your movements. What it means in practice is that you can use your gestures with your hands right in front of you, or behind your back, or anywhere else. During in-store demo I was measured and my hand was between second and third size, so I decided for a bigger one. And my tip to you would be the same: if you're in between sizes, go for a bigger version. The band itself is secured nicely with this clip here, and the rest of the band is held in place with a nice magnet. Although I would like this magnet to be a bit stronger when I'm putting my backpack or a coat, sometimes it gets loose. The band has IPX7 rating, meaning you can wash your hands with it and even potentially go swimming. But I would advise you against it. It's made out of fabric and it can get salty or dirty, and I can imagine that washing it is a pain. After 4 weeks of wearing it, however, I don't notice any obvious signs of wear. Moving to the highlight of the story, the display itself. This is the main wow factor and makes you feel like Tony Stark. It is surprisingly good. It is easy to read, and the brightness is good for any situation, no matter indoors or outdoors with a bright sun. Meta claims that this display has peak brightness up to 5000 nits, and while I had no way of proving this number, the overall experience is very good, and I never had a situation when I couldn't read a text. Of course, it is easier to read if the background, in this case something that you are facing, is dark. With a pure white background, it might be a little trickier. Unfortunately, camera doesn't show accurately the image quality, but believe me, the display in real life looks way better. It's not a match for modern smartphones, of course, but for its intended use, it is very good. I had people asking me if it's possible to watch YouTube or Netflix on this. No, it's not. At the very maximum, you can watch short videos sent to you over one of Meta's messaging services like WhatsApp. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and leave a like. Helps a lot. Now let's get to the actual usage of this device. You can control the glasses in 3 ways: using your voice, using a sensor panel on the right frame of the glasses, and with the neural band. And controlling it with the band is stupid simple. Once you understand the basics, it feels natural. Basically, there are only 5 movements. Tapping your middle finger with the thumb twice switches on or off the display itself. Tapping once brings you to a previous menu. Tap index finger and thumb, select, slide thumb, navigate. And the double tapping with your thumb is customizable. In my case, it calls Meta AI Assistant. Finally, there is a pinch, which allows to either control volume or brightness, or zoom in and out. Every gesture is followed by a gentle vibration of the band. The whole learning curve took me about 2 hours, from zero to a confident user. And on the second day I was operating the glasses without even thinking about what I need to do to get where I want. There is also a built-in game that helps you practice those gestures, which is a nice touch. Sometimes it will confuse some gestures, but the more I use it, the better I become. And most of the times, when it won't recognize my gestures correctly, it just means that I didn't tighten my band. Just to give you an idea how good it is and how natural it feels, even when I'm not wearing Meta glasses, I sometimes find myself doing one of those gestures by habit. That is how quickly it becomes a second nature. Now, the second way of using these glasses is using your voice. You can ask it to take a picture, play music, make a call. About 90% of the tasks can be done using voice. It works surprisingly well even in a loud environment. And the third way is using a touch panel on the right arm of the glasses. It works exactly like a touchpad on a laptop, so it is easy to get used to it. On a daily basis, I end up using all three of these control methods. Going through a menu is easier with the band, talking with AI is obviously using voice, and for pausing the music, a single tap on the glasses themselves. Speaking about the music, the sound quality of this is surprisingly good. It is obviously won't compete with normal headphones, but for audiobooks and podcasts it's more than enough. And when it comes to controlling the music, you can connect it to Spotify, Apple or Amazon Music and to Shazam. Unfortunately, the functionality is limited. You won't see your playlists. The only thing that you can do is ask a name of the song and it will play it to you reliably. The glasses have adaptive volume adjustment, but I found it not very useful. And in loud conditions, like on a busy street in the middle of a big city, the volume is not enough to hear anything. And of course you can make calls with these glasses through the glass menu. The mic quality is very good. I had no complaints from anyone while using them. And if you are using WhatsApp, you can even do video calls. You will see your opponent on the glasses display, and the one with whom you are talking will see what your glasses see. That's pretty cool. Overall, the WhatsApp integration is done very good. I know for people from the US it is not so relevant, but here in Europe most of our communication is coming through WhatsApp. And this is where these glasses shine. You immediately see a message once it comes. You can respond to it by dictating a text, sending a voice note, send a picture, or even react with a smile. If you are sent a picture or a video, you can also see it, and if you want to share a photo, it is also possible. Sadly, you can only share pictures that were taken with these glasses. And this is where we talk about the camera. It has 12 megapixels and can make surprisingly good photos. Take a look at some examples taken during daytime and during night. I think the secret here is the post-processing, which is done after the picture is made. The videos are up to 3K and up to 3 minutes long. The funny fact that I discovered is that videos will be surprisingly stable, even when you are filming while walking. Probably human head acts as a very nice stabilizer. Overall, picture and video qualities are on par with modern middle-line smartphones. The only complaint is that it shoots only vertical videos. I wish there was a way to have horizontal as well. Another great feature is live captions. It can be used both for just putting subtitles in front of you when you are talking to someone or to translate your opponent. I used both functions, and again, it was fast enough to never lose the rhythm of a conversation and definitely helpful.
And every day he chops more with the other guy. And this goes on for months. And eventually the one who works all day says, I don't understand. Every day we start at the same time. Every day we stop at the same time. Every day you disappear.
What I also found useful is that when audio caption function is on, it records in a text format the whole conversation. It is super useful for follow-ups. Unfortunately, in really loud environments, like in a bar, this function didn't work for me. At this point, only English, French, Spanish and Italian languages are supported, but I would expect Meta to add support of other languages in 2026 when these glasses become available to the rest of the world. Another great feature is Maps/Navigation. It is basically like a heads-up display in a car, but in front of your eyes. And it's absolutely magical when you don't need to hold your phone in front of you, just follow the prompts from the glasses themselves. You can input an address or name of the place where you need to go and follow step-by-step navigation. The road will be shown to you at the very beginning, and then the display will turn off. It will switch on every time you need to make a turn and will also give you a voice prompt. Of course, you can always turn on your display. For me, a person who always struggles to find a place in a new location, it worked like magic. Unfortunately, it worked to a full scale only in San Francisco. In Sunnyvale or Stanford, or here in Europe, it can only show the road itself, but step-by-step navigation is not available. but even with this limited functionality, it is still very useful. Now, when we talked about the main features, let's talk about the menu. It is divided into 3 screens. The default one will show you time and date, notifications, and gives access to Meta AI. Swipe to the left and we see our battery status for the glasses and the band, quick access to some functions and settings. To the right we see all the apps. The order of the apps can be changed. When it comes to overall comfort of using these glasses on a daily basis, it is good. I'm personally not a glass person, and I usually wear glasses only when I'm working with my computer, and my glasses are very thin and light. But I had no problems getting used to wearing Meta display glasses for the whole day. The battery life on these glasses is a complicated topic. As I mentioned before, the display is off most of the time. With the light usage and occasional reply to messages, they could get you through a good portion of your day. If you are constantly taking pictures and videos, they will last for about 2 hours. Right now, after almost a month of using this device, my calculation is simple. I can switch on my podcast, take a couple of pictures, do some short calls, reply to several messages, and the glasses will last for about 3 to 4 hours. Now, that doesn't seem that impressive, but keep in mind, you can always throw these glasses into the charging case, and after 20 minutes you will get extra 2 hours. So with this case and the band fully charged, you can safely go through the whole day without any worries. In real life, I haven't felt any limitations with the battery. Now let's talk about the price. Currently in the US they cost $800. Some people on the internet say that Meta is losing money on this. I personally don't care if a large rich corporation loses a bit of money for my benefit. What I care is how I spend my hard-earned money. And there are several ways of looking at it. First, $800 is the same amount that I spent on my new iPhone 17, which is obviously more useful. Second, we can look at these glasses as a combination of sunglasses, POV camera, headphones, memo taker, and navigation assistant, and try to justify price this way. Or there is a third way. Ask yourself, is there anything new or useful that this device can do for me? For me personally, I decided to sell this and buy a new pair when it's available in Germany with prescription lenses. You see, for me, this ability to detach from the devices by still being connected without a fear of missing on something important proved to be very, very valuable over the last months. And this is, of course, not to mention that this device is made very well with great attention to details. I think it's worth this $800. But let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!